everyone, welcome back into my channel. My name is Rebecca and today we are doing another financial reset. This is for October, so we're going to go through our my September budget. Follow along with me if you're also on a financial journey. I'm a low-income earner on Centrelink here in Australia, and I'm really creating this part of the channel as just like a real accountability strike to myself, and also just to share the real life of being a very low income earner. I'm talking like I myself earn probably just over 30k a year. I feel like I say this every month, but my goals and intentions were good going into September. The execution, not that great, but I'm getting better. I'm also going to go through my goals and intentions for October. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into the budget. Okay, so here we are in September. Okay. Let's just go through it. Also, I'm also filming this towards the end of September, so this still might be some transactions, but I don't think that they're going to be much unless there's an emergency, which is why we have an emergency fund. It's not fully funded yet, but I'm going to be working on that, which you will see in the October. Okay, so my total pay from Centrelink for the 2 paychecks, because we get paid fortnightly. I have tried to see if I could get it done monthly, but unfortunately it's not the case. So anyway, I got $1,202.40 for each fortnight, so that totals around to like $2,400 for the month. My partner, myself, and our 3.5-year-old, we are currently living with his dad, who owns this place that we are currently living in. So we're boarding a room. So the board is obviously a lot cheaper than rent. We are very, very thankful that we get it as good as we have it, considering the rental market right now. Like, I literally yesterday looked at rentals, and the cheapest we can find is like $480, $490, which is still very expensive. Like, that's per week, and then it's like per fortnight. That's almost one of our entire paychecks. And then we'd have to live off the other, and right now we're still paying off, well, at least I'm still working on paying off student loans, and my partner has a personal loan of his own, so we are just not in the financial position right now to be able to rent and like live and, you know, pay food and all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of where we're at with that. So yeah, that's why our board and our food is so cheap. Obviously this is for the whole month, so wait, no, that's going to change. 300. Obviously with this budget it's kind of easier to calculate it by month, so it's 300 for board, 200 I put in for food, 35 for phone bill. That will change. You'll see in the October thing. Bupa insurance I didn't have to pay because I pay quarterly now. Term life insurance, that's $10 a month, that's fine. I have been considering moving that to a yearly like premium sort of pay, but I just haven't gotten around to it. Let's move to subscriptions. Again, my intent was good, but my execution not that great. So Spotify, that's still fine. Google storage, that's still fine. I had budgeted for that, I planned for that. What I did not plan for, however, was Netflix and YouTube Premium. YouTube Premium, we are on a family plan, and it's just recently gone up, and that is a ridiculous amount. $40 pretty much. That's insane. That's absolutely insane. So seriously been considering just like downgrading to like a duo plan where it's just my partner and I, and everybody else can just, you know, my partner did say like he will reimburse me the premium and the YouTube and the Netflix, because that usually comes out of his account, but he didn't have the money in there at the time, so I was like, I'll just pay for it, it's fine. Whether he does or not, it's completely up to him. I'm not forcing him to. Also, I forgot to mention the Medicare rebate. I got $211 back. I do expect to get another $211 back because I do have therapy tomorrow when I'm filming this. And then the Bupa rebate, which is for my medications, my regular medications for my vertigo and my dizziness and my Meniere's disease. That was $18.25. That might actually change because I recently got an increase in the amount that I get. So usually I get like it's supposed to be a monthly cycle of tablets, but because I'm taking an extra tablet and my doctor didn't realise that I was taking, I did tell him, but he must have put it in there. But because of that, obviously now he's able to add in the right amount, so instead of me having to get the script every fortnight, it should be now monthly. I do have 2 repeats still on the current script that I've got, which is still like the 2 like per month basically, so I don't think it'll really change until maybe like the end of next month, where the price might increase, but then I might get a little bit more back with that. So moving on to expenses, so medications 124, that's not really changed. Dining out, I put dining out under like takeaway kind of thing. Yeah, I did not budget very well at all. Actually, I didn't budget anything, and I spent $222 on takeaway groceries. It's still mostly DoorDash, but it's like Coles or Aldi or something like that. Because I don't drive, it's just easier to DoorDash for me. And by the way, if you don't know, I don't drive because I'm legally blind. I literally can't drive. Anywho, that's still nearly $200. So I need to cut back on those 2 things for sure, which is just insane. And then home, again, I didn't budget for, but I spent $70.40 on that. That was for like storage containers and stuff like that. Did I really need them then and there? No. Fuel I did actually budget for. I put $100 into like the car fund, and I ended up using $40 of that for fuel, so that's good. That's exactly what it's there for. And then moving to my student loans, so if you don't know, I'll put the video up here and down below, me going into a little bit more detail about my student loans and how they work here. I don't need to do a payment plan. I'm not paying any interest on it except the indexation every year, but and the reason why I don't need to pay anything is because I'm not working at the moment. Obviously I'm on Centrelink, so but I am wanting to pay it off voluntarily, and you can do that. So I am putting technically $400 a month, but obviously we're not quite at the end of the month yet when I'm filming this. Now, moving on to savings. So emergency, I didn't put anything in. Sinking funds, I think I did have a little bit in, but it's obviously gone now. I used it. Miscellaneous. Again, I need to budget this out properly this coming month. I spent $208. That's for like chemist trips and just like the little things. Christmas money, I've got Christmas money set aside. That's all good. I did take out a little bit, probably for more of the miscellaneous stuff. So I've now got like $133 in there, so I will be reimbursing that this pay coming. Oh, interesting. Okay, takeaway, I had 50 for budget. I need to actually switch that, so dining out, let's put that in. Oh yeah, now that I've updated that properly, I had $50 in there and I spent $222, so that's not good. I need to really cut back on that heavily. Clothes, I did put $120 aside, and I was $12 over, so that's not the worst thing. So I feel like I'm okay with that. And again, car, had $100 in there, spent $44, and yeah. Okay, now moving into October. So obviously, because we get paid fortnightly, we're actually getting a 3 paycheck this month, which is so, like, it's just such a blessing in disguise, honestly. I wish that this was common. I wish that we all got like 3 paychecks, because I'm getting like, what, just over $3,000, maybe even close to $3,500 for the month. Yay! Also, I have a little bit of a pay increase, both for the first 2. I don't know about the 3rd one. So I get an extra like $25 for the first paycheck, and then the second paycheck I get an extra $7.90. Woohoo! I don't know about the 3rd one. The rebates and stuff for my therapy, EMDR, and then again I expect $18.25, but I also expect that might change. So then I feel like I might also have to adjust. I feel like I might also have to adjust the medications, at least for the last paycheck, for when that does out and I do switch over to the new script for the bigger amount. $50. Oh yeah, don't extra pay. So yeah, obviously because we get paid 3 times, everything goes up by an extra payment. So $450 for board, $300 for food, $26 for phone bill. Now, I am typically with Optus. I actually this year switched to Optus, and obviously if you have seen the news, if you're in Australia, you know that there was a recent outage for Optus calling to 000, and there's like, I think there's 5 deaths from it. I've looked into it and it's all very shady and I'm just very uncomfortable with it, so I am switching. But I'm actually switching to Boost Mobile, who their coverage is through Telstra. So typically Telstra is extremely pricey. It's like one of the most, I think, if not the most priciest like phone companies here in Australia, at least for plans and stuff like that. I used to be with Telstra. I used to literally pay like $120 a month. That's insane. Now I do it the smarter way and actually buy phones outright and then just do like a SIM prepaid plan. So $26. It's $26 for like 35 gig, which I checked my usage, and like in the month I think I use like 12 gigabytes. So it's not really that much that I'm really using. So I feel like I'm definitely going to get my use out of that, and also it does have the data rollover. So at the end of the month, you just get the added data, the monthly data on top of what you already have left over. So that's quite nice. Yeah, and it's actually cheaper because I currently am paying $35 a month. Now I'll be paying $26 a month, so I save a little bit of money there, so that's good. Now, Beaver insurance, I do have that due on the 1st of November, so for these next 3 paychecks I am going to be I've like split the amount up into 3, like divided it by 3, so I'm going to just be putting that amount into like a set off kind of account, and then when the 1st of November rolls around it can just come out because the money's already there. And then again, term life insurance. Medications, it's just doing an extra $62. Dining out, I have to be realistic and put $50. $75 for like any sort of miscellaneous shopping, like chemist or anything like that. Therapy for $80, since I'm only still doing the 2. Gaming, I'm not doing any. I don't plan on it. Home, nothing. Gifts, nothing. Fuel, I'm doing 100 just to see how that goes, or at least like car funds, I'm doing 100. Moving on to savings, I'm going to plan to put $750 away into emergency funds because I really want to bulk that up by the end of the year. That's the plan. Sinking funds, again, $75. You can kind of tell I'm trying to like match expenses versus like savings, so that it's, you know, when I do take it out, it's like easier to track. $690 for miscellaneous, and you're probably thinking, girl, what the fuck are you spending $690 on? A phone. So I am currently on a payment plan for a phone. It is Afterpay, so I will be honest about that, it is Afterpay, but to be fair, I had actually already budgeted this out to put the amount that I was going to pay for the phone anyway. I just have the phone earlier. Technically I would put it under here, but it's going in here because I was going to put that amount in regardless. So that's kind of how I'm justifying it. It's still debt. It's still debt. But I will have it paid off by the end of the month. Actually no, this coming pay alone, I'll have it paid off. By the way, you're probably wondering, like, the month in, I'm also using the $400 out of the therapy that I get back. That's also going to the phone. So $120 for Christmas, I'm putting that back in, so that'll bulk me back up to where I'm meant to be at for Christmas. Takeaway, let's do $50. Clothes, I'm also doing $50 just in case. Car, I'm hoping to put in like $450. Moving on lastly to student loan. Originally, because I was getting the extra payment, I was going to put $600 on it. I was like, no, that's probably going to be better going into like savings for the long term. And then at least I'm still making my monthly regular payments. So still the regular $400. Actually, you know what? Let's be totally real and let's put that in there. Because I just have to be real and stop beating around the bush and just not, like, stop pretending basically that it's something else that it isn't. You know, like, it's not savings, it's a debt. Yeah, so that's pretty much the overall budget for the month of October. I'm really hoping that I can stick to this. Obviously we will find out at the end of the month when I do the November reset, but overall the last couple of months I'm really surprised at how much I've been able to track and stick with it, in terms of like stick with actually putting the numbers in. And again, doing this, like documenting this through video form and just on documents, it's really keeping me accountable, it's keeping me in check. Like, it's going, girl, you are overspending where you should not be. You literally earn 30k a year minimum. Like, you don't need to be spending that much. But yeah, that's gonna be it for the month of October/September reset. It's gonna be it for me for today. Hope you all enjoyed and got something out of it, even some accountability in there. I hope you're doing well and staying safe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.